everybody. How's it going? I'm super pumped up, as always, to be on here. This is hashtag Kicking with Keto, and I am bringing to you one of the things. I asked a question in a group about some of the things that we miss when we're doing the ketogenic diet, which is a very low carb diet. Hi, Lola. And the two top things, of course, were the things that are the highest in carbs, and that is pasta and bread, of course. So I thought I would bring you this recipe. Hi, Judy. I would bring you this recipe because it actually turned out super, super good. I made it the other night, and I was really shocked at the consistency of it, and that it didn't taste eggy and all of the things, because you know a lot of things on keto are made with eggs, but then I don't know, they taste eggy. So we are gonna start out with, and I did this all in grams because the best way to get the most accurate recipe is to purchase one of these, and this is a scale. And grams and all of that is the easiest way to do any recipe versus like our American style of cups and all of those things. So I'm gonna do this in grams, so don't hate me, but I have 100 grams of butter here, real butter, full fat butter, and I have 30 grams of coconut oil. I'm gonna add those two things together in a microwave safe glass here. I'm gonna microwave it for 30 seconds. I want this like warm but not super hot. As that's warming up, you're gonna turn your oven on to 355 degrees and let that preheat. And then I have 7 room temperature, keyword room temperature. Is that 2 words? Sure. Keyword words, room temperature eggs, 7 of them. And we're just going to crack those into a bowl. I'm gonna check this. All right, not quite melted. Another 30 seconds and we should be good. So you're just gonna crack 7 eggs. I wish I could do 2 at a time. I don't think I'm that talented though. So maybe that's something that I'll work toward. All right, 2 more of these bad boys. Maybe I'll try it. No shells in there. Awesome. I impressed myself. So, all right, guys. So these 7 eggs, we are going to take a hand mixer with the whisk attachment on it, and we're just going to whisk those all together. That's all whisked together. Then we're going to take out, this recipe is so easy. We're gonna take the butter and the coconut oil that we just melted, and we're going to stream this in here slowly while whisking. So make sure you do this all at the same time and be very careful when you're pouring it in, not to get it everywhere. All right, that is it there. And I just like to get out all the butter and stuff, so I'm just gonna scrape this. All right, easy peasy, right? One more step, really, adding ingredients. And I've already measured this out, but in this bowl, I have 200 grams of coconut flour. I have half a teaspoon of baking powder. I have half a teaspoon of wait, this is a whole tablespoon. I'm gonna put the recipe in the comments, so don't worry. This is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we have half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. You can add a little bit more if you want. I don't use table salt anymore. Table salt is a lot stronger than pink Himalayan sea salt as far as like the taste, the saltiness of it. So you can add a little bit more if you'd like. And this is a really, 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 really key ingredient. So if you're thinking about cooking keto, don't ask me what the replacement is of this. There is no replacement. Just go buy some and have it in your pantry. It is xanthan gum. The reason why we're using this is as a binder for this bread, to give it that bread-like texture. There is no replacement. I hear a lot about, you know, us adding guar gum or xanthan gum or konjac powder, which is like glucomannan powder to things, and people are like, well, what's the replacement? We don't ask what the replacement of yeast is in a typical American recipe. Like, don't ask what the replacement of that stuff is, because there isn't. We use it for a reason. It has a purpose. So there is a half a teaspoon of xanthan gum in the almond flour mixture. And that, like I said, is going to be the binder. So you are going to just dump that into your eggs, and we're just gonna whisk this together. All right, guys, and that is literally all you have to do. I'm gonna scrape down the sides and give this a little bit of a mix with the spatula. And that is it. So this is what it looks like. I'm sure you can see that. It's pretty watery still, but a little bit thick. Definitely so. So then the trick to this is we have a bread pan. I sprayed this bread pan with olive oil. You can use coconut oil. It comes in a spray. You can use butter. But if you put the parchment paper down, spray the pan first, put the parchment paper down, and it's like glue. And then I'm going to spray a little bit on top of that on the sides. And I'm going to stick a piece of parchment paper sideways. Just like that. These will be my handles. Fold them over. Kind of crease them onto the edge. That way they stay down so they don't bake into your bread. Tip. I'm giving you that tip because I've done it with not folding it and it got in the bread. So spray that too. So that way you're not scraping your bread. You want a nice even loaf. So then you're just gonna dump this into the bread pan. Scrape all of that yummy goodness out of there. And then you're gonna stick this into a 355-degree oven for 45 minutes. So that's gonna go in there. I have a couple more tips to tell you really, really quick before you go. This is how it will turn out. I made this the other night for the boring Super Bowl that we watched, but this is how it turns out, guys. This was a loaf. It's not as high as like normal bread, not high, like tall, as normal bread, but it slices up so very nice. So this is your keto bread. You can make sandwiches out of this. I was thinking about, I don't have a toaster because I didn't need a toaster before, but I was thinking about buying a toaster just to put this in the toaster and put like butter on it just to see how it is. However, my final tip, when that bread hits 45 minutes and it is done, if you don't have a cooling rack, I suggest that you get a cooling rack. When you take it out of the oven, you're immediately going to take it out of the pan and you're going to set it directly on a cooling rack, not a cutting board, not a flat surface to where air can't get underneath it. If air can't get underneath it, it's going to taste eggy and it's going to discolor on the bottom. So I highly suggest, if you're gonna do anything keto, buy a cooling rack and buy xanthan gum, because it is important. This bag will last you a really long time. So it's like $10, I want to say, for that bag. But it will last you, and it actually serves a purpose in the kitchen. And don't ask what the replacement is. There is no replacement. Just buy it. I stress that because I get asked all the time. Somebody's gonna ask me this, I promise. So that is Keto Bread. I hope that you give it a shot, and if you do, I would love to see some photos, because I love seeing all of your wonderful creations of the recipes that I share with you. And I hope you enjoy that and go out and inspire somebody. And have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mark.